Good morning. I just thought I'd show you a quick scan of the campsite where I stayed. My site was right there. As you can tell, it's been raining. Skunch was over there. Cur dog was back there, or is back there. There's somebody right here folding up their stuff. So it's a busy campground. Busy place. The shelter is right down there. Warner shelter. And it's a beautiful morning, just rain's dropping from the trees because of all the rain last night. So it looks like it's going to be a beautiful day. We'll probably have a lot of mud though. Well, hello there, friends, family, fans, and finish line focused, fantastically fine folk. How do you do? So today is Thursday, August 10th, and I got up this morning and packed up my gear and decided to go hiking. I'm not just going to hike, but I'm going to hike the Appalachian Trail northbound in Vermont. Woohoo! Or probably more likely in VerMUD. So last night there came a surprise shower, and man, it rained hard for a long time. And so they already call this state, hikers call it VerMUD. It tends to be muddy, I guess. And we're gonna already just on the side trail to the shelter, there were lots of mud puddles and little boggy spots on the trail that you had to walk around. Like here's one, just a small one, but you got to kind of walk through this area. And so I am expecting to get pretty muddy today, which is a bummer. I don't mind wet. I don't like mud. Oh yeah, see here's a spot. I probably can't tell. It's hard to see, but anyhow. So hey, it's all right. It's part of the game. No rain, no pain, no mud, no Maine. So bring it on. All right, the plan for today is a little bit uncertain. It looks like we either have to do 21 to get to a shelter with water, or carry water from like 14 miles or whatever, and carry a lot of water to get us through. So I don't know. We'll see how the terrain is and what the time is and how it goes. So in the back of my mind, I'd like to try to do that 21 in the back of my mind. Looks like, looking at the guidebook, looks like we are into the mountains again. I mean, it's just no longer are there, one climb or whatever each day. It is back into the mountains. So giddy up. We're gonna have to cowboy up and hump some hills for sure. So it ought to be neat. Everybody says they really like Vermont, and so I'm looking forward to it. But it definitely looks like it's going to take some effort. So sounds good. So here's like a little side trail around a mud puddle. So that's cool. And then there's a puddle on the side trail. All right. Everything feels pretty good this morning. Body feels all right. Slept in my compression sleeves last night, and boy, they kind of bit into my ankles and stuff that's never really happened before, but they weren't the most comfortable things last night. Hopefully it helped me recover some, because it kind of hurt a little bit. But either way, everything feels pretty well this morning. I had a Met RX bar for breakfast plus a Cliff bar. They're two heavy bars, and so I got rid of those. Last night I ate ramen and tuna, which was heavier than a small Mountain House that I repackaged into a quart-sized freezer bag. So I ate the heavier items, first. My snacks today, I'll try and do some of the heavier items also, and that will lighten up my pack quicker than just eating anything random. Try to choose those heavy items first. Pack is a little heavy this morning, but it's not bad. And when I get my Pop-Tarts going, that's another 1/4 pound. And I bought a box of Pop-Tarts, which is 4 packs, and I only have 3 days. So I'm gonna have an extra set of Pop-Tarts in there sometime. So, at the store, I made the decision I could buy any flavor I wanted, and I chose strawberry this time. So we're doing some strawberry Pop-Tarts for a few days here, just in case you're keeping track. All right, it was hard not to do the brown sugar cinnamon, but I chose strawberry. So, all right, yeah, body feels all right. Feet are okay. You know, they're kind of tired or whatever, but doing all right. So let's see what the day brings. All right, stay tuned for Disciple on the Appalachian Trail. I know you can't see a lot, but hello, Vermont. The power lines have been the only view so far in Vermont, but the terrain opened up and at least you can see something. So, yay. It is had some more climbing to do this morning. Oh, one thing about Vermont, there's been very few blazes so far. So, nice to have one there. And then the other thing is that we are walking along with the long trail, which you can look up and see. I think it's the oldest established trail whatever in America. It even predates the Appalachian Trail, and that's where the Appalachian Trail gets the white blaze from, is from the long trail. So here for 105 miles we're going to be walking on both long and AT, sharing white blazes. And then I guess when they split up, you got to make sure you go the right way, and then they'll probably both have white blazes. So pretty cool. Anyway, but there's been few white blazes in Vermont. It's like they're kind of scarce or whatever. And then yep, lots of muddy spots so far, and lots of climbing. See, here's a big old puddle. You got to go hop and jump and scamper around. Try not to fall in. Hee. Wallow around like Wilbur the pig. Yeah, look at this. Gorgeous Vermont pond. Look at what I get to walk by. Except for that mountain over there, I'm guaranteed we're gonna have to climb it. I just came up over a little peak right there, and as soon as I got to the top, something in the brush right over there took off, and it sounded like a Volkswagen rolling through the woods, crushing everything in its path, breaking limbs. I mean, it sounded like it came down a tree and then just blasted through the woods. I've never heard anything make so much noise right there. So I don't know if it was a bear. It was either a bear or I don't know if there were a moose this far south or what, but man, it was something that just tore through the woods and crashed. And I mean, it sounded... Oh, it's still going. Huh. Yeah, it's still going. Maybe you could just hear it. Wow. So whatever it was stopped. And then just there took off again. So it's not about 30 yards or 40 yards over there. So I don't know what we got, but we got a large animal. If I don't film again, I got eaten by a bear or trampled by a moose. Check this out. Little mushrooms growing clear up the tree. That is really cool. I've not seen that before. Check out the mushrooms on this tree. So pretty cool. Just stopped at the top of Consolation Peak and had a break. Ate some Pop-Tarts, ate some peanut M&Ms, ate a couple of Cheetos. What else did I have? I was hungry. Man, I was hungry. And so I was looking around my food bag, wondering what else. Oh, I had some salami, some peppered salami. So yeah, I was hungry. But anyway, dripping, pouring sweat. It must be very humid. Because it's not that, it's cool out. It feels nice, except for the humidity. And, but we've been doing some definite elevation gaining. Lots of climbs. But feel good, feel better, yeah, better after eating and taking a quick little break. So Cur Dog set his tent out to dry some. I didn't get mine out. I thought it's all packed away. It wasn't too wet this morning, so I just left it packed. Just so I'd take a second and show you a beautiful stream. Goddard calls this a large stream, and it is larger than the little guy that I stopped and got water at. Very pretty. Trail's been a mixture of rocks and mud and dirt and little ups and little downs. Not a lot of blazes to blow up. You want to blow this one up with me? 3, 2, 1. Boom. Blew that baby right off the map. So, yeah, not lots of blazes here on the Long Trail and Appalachian Trail. But the climbs this morning were pretty rough, and now it's not been quite so bad coming along here. So, feeling okay. Definitely glad to get some food in my tummy and a little bit of water. That makes everything way better. Down the mountain towards Route 9 in Vermont, and I don't get tired of saying that, 12th state by the way, but anyway, definitely in the mountains. Been coming down this big like boulder scramble stair. They've kind of arranged them into stairs, and so anyway, headed down there and about to get to the road, but you know the other side is going to be wicked. So I just thought I'd give you a shot, a little picture of what it looks like. It's no hill for a climber. Wow, amazing. Look at the beautiful stream. Wow, and a beautiful bridge across it. Some Jehovah's Witnesses just gave me a banana. That's all I took. Was a banana, but I'll take it. I'm gonna drop down and get a drink, I think. Camel up a little bit on some water. Real quick, just came down a very steep mountain and fixing to head up a very steep mountain. Alright, on the way up this opposing mountain from the one I just came down, and here's a rock split that we get to go through. It looks like no big deal. In fact, you want to go through it with me? I was taking a break, but I'll let you guys come along with me. Hello! A little bit of an echo. Oh yeah, no big deal. Doesn't look like we go, oh, looks like we go this way. Yeah, she's been steep, but it was nice to get water there at the stream at the base of the mountain, and the banana from the Jehovah's Witnesses. That was good. I had a Gatorade chew down there, and now I am just climbing. Just climbing. 1.6 miles to a shelter. Get some more water and reevaluate where we're going. That's the plan. Oh, I just met Turquoise. So the other day, by the cookie ladies. The kids are playing with a guy who was there seeing his wife who's through hiking. His name is Sam, and the wife that's hiking is Turquoise. And they're from Madison, Wisconsin. Whew. And so I just met Turquoise, and she hiked the PCT last year. So super cool. I'll tell you about the differences that she said when I have more air in my lungs. Whew. But right now, I'm tired from climbing. And hiking like 13 miles or whatever. And it's hot, or at least it's sweaty. So I'll tell you more about that later. Here's a good level spot. Cool. Whew. All right, gang. So it is 6 o'clock on Thursday evening, and I am 2.2 miles from the shelter, which is the final destination, the Goddard shelter, and that will make it nearly 22 miles for the day. So it's been a long day. Started at 7:30 this morning, and it'll be after 7, I'm sure. Let me look at the time exactly. Yeah, it's 6:02. So it'll be a little after 7, I'm sure, when I get there, which is better than I had timed it earlier. It was looking like 7:30, but must be making decent time. So I thought I'd show you some of the trail and talk real quick about these long days and kind of what it takes mentally and physically to finish these days up. So as you might guess, I am pretty tired. So been hiking for, at this point, 11 hours, 10 and a half, I guess, hours is what it'll be. And when I'm finished, should be 11 and a half or so hours. But it's been a fairly grueling day. Leaving the shelter, Seth Warner's shelter, this morning, there was a pretty big climb out of there, and then some sections with lots of mud and puddles to get around, lots of rocks, huge continual ascent for a while, and then huge descent down to Vermont Route 9, and then a pretty huge ascent on this side of the road, cuts through a gap, or I don't remember what they call it here up north, but a place where there's a low spot. Anyway, then it's been a pretty steady ascent from there on until now. I feel like we're kind of up on the ridge, or up on the summit of this mountain, and we're kind of going parallel with it here for a little bit. So I hope there's not too much more climbing, and I can make it in pretty good time, because it's going to be a bit of a rush to get everything done before dark. So what goes through your mind? Like I said, everything kind of hurts, so my legs are tired. So I'm very fatigued, and I would love to just stop. But if you've ever seen the movie Rocky, every time Rocky's fighting, when he wins, he has this little voice in the back of his mind that just won't accept defeat and will not allow himself to go down, and he rises up to the challenge of our rivals. If you know the song. Anyway, he pushes on and perseveres, and I guess for me right now, like, that voice in the back of my head is a lot louder than the voice that says, "Ooh, wouldn't it be good to stop?" The feeling of completing a nearly 22-mile day for me over these mountains, and it's just getting back into the mountains too. So, like, you kind of lose your trail legs through Pennsylvania, New York, probably the end of Virginia, I don't remember, but Pennsylvania and New York a little bit, you start to regain them just a touch. But anyway, getting back in these mountains, that feeling of accomplishment is greater than the desire to stop and take it easy and rest. And in the back of my mind also is the greater challenge of making it into into Manchester Center as early on Saturday as possible to get more rest. So the more I do today, the more I do tomorrow, the less I have to do on Saturday, which makes that a better, day of recovery. So that voice is back there also. But it's just kind of a desire to not stop. It's like guts and determination. It's a strong will, or a steel or metal, if you will, that just pushes me on. I don't know about everybody else. I can't speak for other other hikers, but that's what I'm running on right now. That and a Cliff Bar. And some Rehydrate with some of that Mio in it with caffeine. So that's what's kind of pushing me on, is that drive and determination. So, and afterwards, it's great to have accomplished that. That feels really good, and to kind of bank that experience in my bank and know that what I'm capable of, which gives me more confidence. And boy, you need confidence. You need to know you can do something, and then you can. If you're worried that you can't, you may not and probably won't. So confidence is huge. Never wanting to be cocky, but confident. And so anyway, I guess I relish that confidence, relish the small victory. When you sit around a shelter, you can brag about, yeah, I did 22 yesterday. And everybody goes, ooh, and that feels pretty good. So I guess there's some pride in there too, but I do know that the Lord resists the proud and gives grace to the humble. So I really don't mean that in an arrogant way or whatever, but it feels good. So maybe that's it. So it's, I guess, which voice do you want to listen to? Listen to the one that everything hurts and you're tired, nearly exhausted? Because boy, I'm going to have to do the math and figure out how many miles I've done in how many days. This is probably the most miles in the fewest days of the whole trail, if you go back about 6 days or so for me. So hopefully nothing bad pops up from this, and I can continue hiking hard north. So there you have it. I guess that's my thoughts for the day, kind of life lessons learned, if you will, on pushing on those big days. So all right, so hopefully I can show you some of camp. I don't know, we'll see how much daylight there is. All right, hey guys, so second night in a row doing a wrap up in the dark. Tonight at least I got my headlamp, so I'll try not to do the whole spooky woohoo thing. I'll keep it off to this side, but I just wanted to let you know that I'm in my tent, got all set up. It's now a little after 8 probably. Had my normal supper, and believe it or not, surprisingly, body feels fairly good. I'm tired, and it was a long, fairly difficult day, but feels very good to have accomplished it. So looking forward to a good night's rest, and we'll see what tomorrow brings. So guys, thanks a ton. I really, really mean it. Thanks so much for coming along with me. Thanks for all your support, your encouragement, and especially your prayers. I covet all of it. God bless each one of you, and we'll talk to you all in the morning.